Hey guys, it's xCastleMaker here, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we're going to be talking about my favorite campaign levels from each and every mainline Halo game. This is rather exciting because I finally decided to go back to doing edited Halo content. After completing Reach on PC since its release, I have been dying to play some more Halo again, and it really got me back to thinking that I should just cover each and every Halo game a little bit as the rest of the year goes on and into the next year. I thought I'd discuss different things such as campaign levels, vehicles, weapons, multiplayer maps, all that fun stuff. Today, however, I'm going to be talking about the most important part of a Halo game, and that's the campaign. The campaigns have been very good, for the most part, and I thought today, why not just talk about my favorite moments from each and every single one? And of course, that means we get to start with Halo 1. Now, originally, I was going to go with Truth and Reconciliation, which is the third mission, I believe, of Halo 1, and I just really liked this mission. It was very atmospheric. It was really cool being able to sneak onto that cruiser, but at the end of the day, it's not nearly as amazing as the other level I want to talk about, which is the Silent Cartographer. Now, the Silent Cartographer is one of those missions that I have probably played about 20 or so times. I have literally played this mission so many times on so many different platforms that it is a really special place in my heart. This mission is so open and free, yet it still manages to keep you going in the right direction and making you explore this environment. And it really blew my mind to be able to explore a world, essentially, because this whole island is explorable from the second you step off that Pelican. You don't have to walk forward. You don't have to follow the rest of the Marines. You can literally turn around and essentially play the mission backwards. That's how open this mission is. It's so cool, starting on this beach with that Forerunner arc, and then being able to walk through it, get on a Warthog, and then experience the inner workings of this new foreign Halo ring. To me, that's just really special. I love exploring this map. There are things that I still find and cherish. I love how this mission is so open, and on top of that, it's just extremely atmospheric. You can just sit on the beach and look off into the distance and still get a great experience from it. I just really think this mission is phenomenal, and it's really no surprise that we got a Halo 5 Warzone map based off of this, and I wouldn't be surprised if Forge World also took inspiration from this phenomenal level.
Shake it off, Marines! Clear the crash site! Go, go, go!
For Halo 2, it was an obvious choice for me, and that is, of course, Outskirts. Outskirts is really cool, but not in the way you'd think it would be. It's not the most flashy mission in the campaign, but it's also similar to the Silent Cartographer in the fact that you can explore it almost open-endedly. However, that wasn't really how it was intended. As you can see, it's a little broken. Due to the way that Halo 2 works and how fucking high you can jump, you can get into places you're not supposed to be, and that leads to some hilarious moments. And there's even a cool energy sword Easter egg hidden out here. In fact, if I remember correctly, by doing this sort of out-of-bounds glitch, even though it's not an out-of-bounds glitch, you can get the Scarab gun by flying a Banshee somewhere. Now, personally, I have never done that. However, I cannot count the amount of times where I would boot up this mission just to hop around on top of some rooftops and admire the battle and see how quickly I could get the mission done, because you can skip a fair portion of this. There's a lot you can skip. You don't have to fight the hunters. You can just skip through a lot of it. On top of that, I really like what they did with the remaster in Halo 2 Anniversary on MCC, and I think that's something worth noting, because with Halo 1, I didn't find the remaster to be all that enthralling. However, with Halo 2 Anniversary, my god, like, just, you're seeing the footage, but, like, there are things where you just really see the scale of this attack that the Covenant has convened on top of Earth here in New Mombasa. I just think Saber Interactive, 343, whoever was behind the direction of the anniversary treatment, they did a phenomenal job with Outskirts from Halo 2. Halo 3 is a bombastic campaign, and that made it difficult to sit down and think about which mission was my favorite. I think the first mission's really good, I think the last mission is amazing, but what is the mission I replay over and over again without always having to play through the entire thing? Well, that's the Covenant. And what makes this level so special is Chief is finally teaming up with Arbiter for good this time. Shipmaster and Thelvedam are together this time, and along with the Master Chief and the UNSC, they all gang together to stop the Covenant and the Flood. And that's what makes this level so cool to me, to be able to fight alongside both elites, grunts, and Marines, and ODSTs. It just is all coming together, and it feels really conclusive. On top of that, it really draws from, let's say, the Silent Cartographer. Sure, this level's not that expansive and open, but there's still so many portions where you just drive around for a little bit, or pretty looking scenery. I had a really fun time going into theater to capture footage because I was able to really recognize how much work and how beautiful Halo 3 is. I genuinely think it's still the best looking Halo game. I mean, just look at this scenery here. Now, of course, if you've played this level, you might be thinking I'm forgetting about something, but I'm not. Yes, earlier in Halo 3's campaign, you fight a Scarab. Hell, in Halo 2, you fight a Scarab. But in this mission, you fight 2 of them. Yes, 2 of them. I remember the first time I saw this, I practically shit my pants. It is so cool to be able to just do this. You can approach it from so many options. You can stay in the tank, you can use the Hornet, you can be on foot, you can try to board the thing and infiltrate it, or you could just blow it up from afar. And that's what makes Halo's gameplay so incredible to me. It is different from every first-person shooter campaign out there. There's not very many campaigns where you just are given this much control over what you do and how to do it. On top of that, the ending to this mission is really emotional in some ways, because it's almost conclusive for Thelvedam, even though there's still more to his story. I just think it's really great what Bungie was able to create here in Halo 3's The Covenant. Ah yes, Halo 3 ODST, Orbital Drop Shock Trooper. This campaign is a little weird. I've talked about it a little bit in the past. I do think it's a good campaign, it's certainly different. So for my favorite mission, I just picked the one that I think of the most when I think of ODST, and you probably think that's the first mission, but that's not necessarily true. I think of Oni Alpha Site. For some reason, this is always the mission that pops into my head when I think about this game. I don't exactly know why. I think maybe it has to do with Firefight being on here, or maybe the marketing. I'm not so sure. But I like this mission. It starts with basically you're losing this fight so far, and you need to back up You need to hold your ground and essentially survive. It's pretty unique for Halo level. There's not many missions where you are being pushed back as the enemy approaches you. You know, you go from the bridge, from defending that, to defending the Oni building, and that's unique to me. That's different. It's not something we see every day. You have Banshees coming in, you have Wraiths, and on top of that, you're just an ODST. You are not able to take on a Wraith head-on and be able to survive it. You are not able to go up to a Brute and just beat the shit out of him. You have to be strategic, and that's what I like about this level, is there's, again, it's a Halo level. You can play it however you want, and that's what's cool about it. It's different because you're so weak. Now, I know a lot of people are probably wondering, like, why didn't you pick New Mombasa Streets? Or why didn't you pick Tari Plaza? And I think my answer really lies at, this is the one I think of the most. It may not be the best mission, but it's the one I think about most often when I think of ODST. And it's a really special Halo campaign. If you've not played it, I really recommend you give it a try. It's really easy to pick up and play. It takes place during Halo 2, and places you can play it are the Master Chief Collection on Xbox. It will be coming to PC. That's going to be super interesting to see that one. And, of course, it's on Xbox 360, so you can pick it up for that. Before it was obvious to the UNSC that they were going to lose reach to the Covenant, there was some pretty major victories that were had during the battle for Reach, and one of those is what occurs in Tip of the Spear. And Tip of the Spear is my favorite mission from Halo Reach. It's the one I often replay the most. This one's just really fun to me because you basically, on paper, go around places and blow things up, and that is always fun, of course, but this one has a little extra. It has that jargon that Halo Reach is well known for. It has the openness that Halo is known for, as well as portraying a battle that we haven't really seen on this scale before. Yes, there were battles in Halo games beforehand, but there really wasn't anything that was this large scale and actual full-on warfare. And that's what makes this mission super interesting to me. Now, of course, I can't forget to mention the amazing Spire set piece. This section is not only amazing because of how open-ended it is. You can kill every single enemy if you desire. You can avoid almost all of them. You can sneak around. You can go in guns blazing. You can just really have a good time, in all honesty. And again, that's the level of coolness that is present in Reach. You just have this amazing sense of scale. This area you're in is super large, but at the same time, you are narrowed in. You are focused on this objective of simply turning off these shields so that this so-called teleportation device can no longer harm the planet. And again, that is the beauty of Halo Reach. It is a uphill battle from the start, but this was really the last time where the UNSC managed to do some good. And of course, there's the tragic loss at the end. It's pretty amazing to see the end of this mission in the MCC and just how much better it looks. But of course, the Spire went on to help create one of the more iconic and legendary multiplayer maps of Halo Reach. And of course, I will talk about that long down the line, but I think it's just important to remember that campaigns need decent set pieces in order to be memorable. And of course, it's not simply the Spire alone that makes Halo Reach a campaign, but to me, it is what stands out. It's one of those moments where I'm like, yes, that is Halo Reach. and that's why the Spire is my favorite mission from Halo Reach. If you haven't been able to tell by now, then hopefully you will from this point forward, but I happen to really enjoy those open and large Halo levels. They're the ones that capture the essence of the franchise to me the most, and Reclaimer is one of those levels. It's a super interesting one, and it's the one in Halo 4 that really just stands out to me. It's super interesting. Halo 4 is a really isolated campaign up until the end of the 4th or 5th mission, when you meet up with Lasky and Sarah Palmer, and then you are able to team up with them, and it kind of pushes the game into its 2nd and 3rd act. And Reclaimer is super cool. It not only has one of my favorite lines in the campaigns, and that's from Cortana.
I don't know about you, but I usually like a little more intel with my intel.
The campaign also just has a really interesting set piece here. It's a mammoth, which is huge, and basically you're going around this area disabling shields so that you can get this mammoth all the way to where it needs to go. Because the gravity well is keeping the Requiem, keeping them stuck there, and so they need it gone, and so they get this big ass fucking super tank, and it's super cool. And it's not something I feel like we've seen in a campaign before. It's a very mobile, ongoing, and moving level, but it also has little moments where you're free to go and try out the gameplay and try and approach things differently. And again, that's the shit I love in Halo. This mission gives you jetpacks, ghosts, sniper rifle, warthogs, multiple of them. You can maybe get a wraith if you're lucky. It just has so much going on to it that it stands out the most to me out of every mission in Halo 4. Even though I don't really find the environment all that enticing. Halo 4 is a pretty good looking game, especially for a 360 game. But this one especially kind of stands out to me as being rather ugly, but the gameplay and the set piece and the whole design around this level, I can't ignore that. It's really cool. And I can only imagine how much of a nightmare it would have been to program this thing. How is everyone not glitching through the floor, and vehicles clipping through, and rocks, and stuff like that? You also get the interesting target locator for the MAC gun that is located on the Mammoth. And so every now and then you get to use this to target certain objects and interesting things, and that's really cool. It's kind of reminiscent of Call of Duty, but it still works here, and it's creative enough that I'm okay with that. But yeah, at the end of the day, Reclaimer's a really cool mission, and I recommend you go back and play it, especially if you're not a fan of Halo 4. I recommend this one a lot. It does not feel like a Halo 4 mission, if you know what I mean. I'd love to see more missions like this, especially in Halo Infinite. Definitely would love to see one like this. Oh boy, it's time to talk about Halo 5. Yeah! Okay, so I have been very critical of Halo 5's campaign since I first played it, and it hasn't gotten any better. So when I was thinking about which mission to pick, it was also kind of a no-brainer because, well, what other mission was I gonna pick? This is the one that the community seems to like the most. It's the one where you kind of get some of that Halo big old battle open level design. Yeah, what do I say about the battle for Sunayan. It's good looking. I guess you can say that. What else? I do like that the Arbiter is here, but then he fucks off. He's just gone. It's really bizarre. And there's a Warden Eternal fight at the end, and those suck. Oh man. I really want to know what went wrong, man, with Halo 5. Like, what were they thinking? Oh god, it's just like so disappointing, because this was the first footage we saw of the game on E3. It was footage from this prototype version of the level, and it did not deliver, even though it's here in this video. The other mission I thought about doing was the Colony one, whatever it's called. Ark? Well, I don't know. It's the one that the Warzone map is based off of. I thought about doing that one, but again, this is the one where I'm like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Like, it's the one to do. I don't know. I felt stuck, so I just picked this one. It has that open big scale. It's trying desperately to be like Halo Reach, and it's just not. But at the end of the day, this one's fun. There's turrets, anti-air turrets, that you get to destroy by either blowing the fuck out of them or destroying their batteries. And that's new, kind of. I mean, not really. There's a boss fight at the end that I've already been disgruntled about. Again, there's almost nothing new on offer here, and that's kind of the problem with Halo 5's campaign. The only thing that the campaign has is the squad system, and that alone is not enough to really, like, make it stand out, man. And especially with how abysmal the story is. I'm confused as to what is going on this planet. I don't understand why there's a battle. I don't understand why the Arbiter is here. I don't understand why Spartan Locke needs to be here. I don't understand why Sarah Palmer showed up here, and Warden Eternal showed up here, and why Cortana got involved. Okay. But I can't deny that this map is great, because it's just kind of fun, you know? Also, what the hell, 343? I totally forgot that Halo 5 didn't have theater, and I wanted to get some cool looking shots in this video, but I couldn't. So thanks for that. If Halo Infinite doesn't have campaign theater, I don't know what I'm gonna do with you guys. I really don't. But the battle for Sunayan is pretty cool. And I'm honestly kind of surprised we never got a Warzone map remotely close to this theming. But I guess they didn't really care. Just like I don't really care about this mission. Okay, so we kind of ended on a sour note there. But with Halo 5 removed, honestly, every single Halo campaign has been an A+. Like, no doubt. And I think this video is proof of that. I was so passionate sitting down to make this video. It felt like old times, and I hope you enjoyed. What have been your favorite missions from each Halo campaign? Let me know in the comments down below. I plan to continue making content over my winter break here, and hopefully that can keep my momentum going back into the start of my new term. Video ideas I have in the works are favorite version of a certain weapon from each game, and my favorite multiplayer maps. With that said, I'd like to thank you for watching. This video took a while to make, so if you wouldn't mind dropping a like and a subscribe and maybe even share the video, that would be awesome. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay strong, Spartans.